This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. News is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
Welcome to KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Today is Friday, February 10th. Well, there has been a press release issued concerning the gas pipeline leak near the California-Nevada border this afternoon. Clark County emergency managers issued a statement. They say that they are aware of the leak in the Kinder Morgan gas pipeline in California. The pipeline feeds the gas storage facilities in southern Nevada with unleaded and diesel fuel. They say that they are currently monitoring the situation and believe that they have adequate supply and do not anticipate an immediate impact on gas availability. Here's a statement from the owner of the pipeline, Kinder Morgan, from their website. At approximately 4 p.m. on Thursday, Kinder Morgan began investigating a release inside its Watson station in Watson, California. The Watson station and its associated pipelines have been isolated and shut down while they work to resolve this issue. They say that there are no injuries or fire reported as a result of this incident. The appropriate regulatory agencies have been notified, and the investigation into the cause and quantity of the release will be conducted. They're working closely with their customers on potential impacts. Watson Station and its associated pipelines, included the CalNev line, were isolated and shut down as employees work on fixing this problem. CalNev is a 566-mile pipeline system that moves gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel to terminals in Barstow and Las Vegas. It also serves Nellis Air Force Base and Harry Reid International Airport. Well, investigators from the Nevada Department of Motor Vehicles have arrested 2 suspects involved in the possession of stolen vehicles and forgery of temporary DMV place cards. It believes that the suspects ultimately plan to sell those stolen vehicles using the documentation that would seem legitimate. Investigators arrested 27-year-old Roberto Caballero Armas at his residence in Henderson on January 30th. Armas was charged with 6 felonies, including multiple counts of possession of a stolen vehicle and altering the vehicle identification numbers. The investigation began after Caballero Armas allegedly attempted to title a stolen Jeep Trackhawk by concealing its vehicle identification number with a false one. They say that investigators had purchased the vehicle through social media and was unaware that the vehicle had been stolen. Investigators seized that vehicle and a set of forged documents. They further discovered that the suspect had in possession 2 additional stolen Jeep Trackhawks. One of the additional vehicles was recovered an unlicensed garage named Limitless Performance in Las Vegas. The other has not yet been located. The suspect, 43-year-old Dominic Gutierrez of Henderson, was also arrested on January 31st at an auto dealership where he was employed. Gutierrez allegedly used his employer's access to DMV systems to issue false placards to himself and others, including Armas. Those placards were used to conceal the title and registration status of various vehicles, including several that were stolen. Gutierrez was charged with numerous crimes, including 5 felony counts of forgery. Both men were booked into the Clark County Detention Center following their arrest. It's likely that these stolen vehicles were being prepped for sale to an unsuspecting buyer. That's what the DMV is saying at this time. These scams are becoming more and more sophisticated, they're saying, from the DMV spokesperson. They say that vehicle buyers should be wary of paying cash, using social media to purchase a vehicle, temporary placards on private purchase, and always have a vehicle thoroughly inspected to identify fake and stolen and switched VIN numbers. DMV investigators teamed up with Henderson Police and the National Insurance Crime Bureau in and during this investigation. Anyone who believes that they may have been a victim of fraudulent vehicle sales and scams is urged to contact the DMV Compliance Enforcement Division. You can give them a call, 702-486-8626, or you can also go online to dmv.mv.gov. News 25 will return in just a moment.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, welcome back to News 25. A pair who aren't strangers to local law enforcement make another appearance at the detention center.
Local authorities in Pahrump began an investigation on January 30th of this year regarding fraudulent activity from an alleged stolen credit card. According to the declaration of arrest, the victim reported her Tractor Supply credit card was stolen out of her mailbox. As investigators reviewed video surveillance at Tractor Supply, they learned that two subjects, later identified as Aaron Foster and Brittany Jaggers, entered the store on October 15th and 16th of last year, allegedly using the stolen credit card to purchase items in amounts of $361.30 and $202.73. On February 5th of this year, police located the duo at their residence in Pahrump, and deputies were able to obtain a consent to search of their residence. In the arrest report, investigators located several credit cards belonging to another person, hypodermic needles, tinfoil with burnt residue, scales, spoons with burnt residue, bank documents not belonging to the two, and straw used to ingest narcotics. Police arrested both suspects for the alleged crimes of possession of a stolen credit card, burglary of a business, obtaining property under false pretense, used credit card without owner's consent, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Well, Death Valley National Park is opening North Highway, and it continues its digging out from last summer's historic flash floods. However, those intense summer rains did not seem to be triggering a hoped-for super bloom. North Highway is reopening Thursday afternoon. That was yesterday. The National Park Service reopened North Highway. This paved road had been closed since August 5th due to the extensive flood damage. North Highway provides access to the Mesquite Springs Campground and Uhibi Crater, both of which are also now open. A contractor replaced the washed away asphalt and road base, removed up to 3 feet of debris from the road surface, and filled in the undercut shoulders. Drivers should use caution until the end of February, as road striping and other detail work will continue with delays possible. The project was funded by the Federal Highway Administration via the Emergency Relief for Federal-Owned Roads, and that program, the agencies with the repair or reconstruction of the federal-owned roads that are open to the public travel, which are found to have suffered serious damage by the natural disaster over a wide area or by catastrophic failure. Some of the northern park roads are still closed. Mud Canyon, Racetrack Road, and the two-way end of Titus Canyon roads are likely to open by late February. Scotty's Castle will remain closed throughout August of 2024, unfortunately. The park is beautiful without the super bloom, and the super bloom is an unofficial term used to describe the unusually spectacular spring blooms. In Death Valley, the national park, this event happens about once every decade. Death Valley is beautiful with or without a carpet of flowers, and of course you can use those roadways. If you would like to find out anything else about Death Valley and this press release, you can of course go on to our KPVM TV Facebook page. Well, voting is opening up soon for VEA members to vote in District 6 to retain or replace board members in their area. We spoke to Brett Corky about his run for the seat.
My dad worked there for 34 years, retired from Valley Electric. I watched build the infrastructure of this town, and I like to see Valley Electric continue to do good by its people. 39-year resident of Pahrump, born and raised here, raising 3 kids now. I've been married for 18 years, own and operate a tool truck for the last 7 years. I'm part owner of a gym here in town for 3 years. I believe the former CEO put us in a very bad spot. I think this is a long, hard, uphill battle we're going to have to fight to get to where it needs to be. I think we have a good CEO in there now that's doing the best he can. I think we need to work with him rather than against him and try to do better for the members. There's been some interesting things with the board as of late. Originally in December, they were only supposed to vote on a PCA, which is a power cost adjustment, not a rate increase. And then they decided at the last minute to do a rate increase. I'm not 100% sure why, and that's something I do need to look into. As far as the budget goes, I looked into it. 56% of the budget is power cost alone. Not much you can do about that. So we have to be creative, find other ways to cut some costs and try to be economical and efficient with what we do there. Yeah, and unfortunately, Colorado River is not flowing like it used to. Hopefully, with the rain and the snow we got this year, it'll help us a little bit. But unfortunately, we all saw what happened with Lake Mead last summer. It was very low. Don't think there's going to be much we can do about the rate increase. I've been telling everybody my goal is to try to keep it here, not let it get any higher. Unfortunately, there are truths that both sides need to face. Valley Electric's going to have to make some decisions, and I think the members are going to have to face some realities too. I would like to see solar take off. I would like to see solar become more viable for Valley Electric and the people. Solar, I think, has a good future. We just got to let the technology catch up to the ideas. I do know under the former CEO, they had, I believe it was 6 VPs. They're down to 2 now, which I think is a much more manageable number. He has definitely looked for other ways to supplement the income and how to, I don't want to say cut corners, but cut costs. Try to be as efficient as he can, and I think he's done a very good job thus far. I have been told that there is a power purchase employee over there that is very good at purchasing power, flipping it, making some money back on it. I would like to look into that a little bit more. That is definitely something, if we're able to do that on a larger scale, I think that could be something that would help offset some of the costs for employees and for members. As I said, my dad worked there for 34 years. He said for a very long time, we're a power company first. VCA, from what I'm being told, is solvent, and they are making money paying back the loan to VEA. Soul Power, I think, has had some trying times, and hopefully they're working through it. All stuff we have to look into when I get in there, if I get in there. So voting starts Monday, the 13th. It goes through March 21st. You will, if you have a valid email on hand with Valley Electric, you will get an email with a code where you can vote online. If you're not internet savvy, you will be getting a ballot mailed to you with a code. You can either do that online or you can drop it off in the VEA. I care. I want to see better. I don't need 3 jobs. I already have 2. Don't need a 3rd. I'm doing this because I believe I can do a better job. I believe I can do a very good job for our people, for our members, and for Valley Electric.
All right, well, Rory's going to talk to us about some of the events happening around town and in Las Vegas for Valentine's Day.
KPVM is always prepared to give you the details on the special places you can go to with your significant other on Valentine's Day. Or if you're flying solo, there's a few things for you to do as well. First off, we have the 5280 Mexican Grill. They have a secret special that you can find out when you get there. But regardless, when you enter, you will receive a rose. Next up, we have the Artesian Cellars Winery. Reservations are required, but from 5 to 9 p.m., you can join them for their amazing menu prepared by their very own winery owner, Pam Tyler. Next up, we have the Pahrump Nugget Stockman Steakhouse. From 4 p.m. until they close, you can enjoy a dinner for 2 for $120. You can enjoy a super salad, filet mignon, and an amazing dessert. Then there is the Lakeside Cafe. You can enjoy a shrimp Primavera for $17 each order. It also comes with pasta Alfredo. We also have the Terrible's Roadhouse Moonshiner Cafe. From 4 to 8 p.m. you can enjoy a shrimp cocktail, soup or salad, and a surprise dessert. And if you're flying solo, or if you and your partner are just looking to have some fun here in Pahrump, you can go and visit the Bearded Ladies Saloon for their Valentine's Day special as well as Topless Tuesday. If you would like to go over the hump and visit Las Vegas, there are tons of things for you to do, but here are a few of those things. First, we have a Bruno Mars concert live at the MGM Hotel and Casino. Tickets are still on sale and they will be until the day of. This concert is from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Next up, we have painting in pairs. You don't have to be in a relationship to do this. You can even bring your best friend if you wanted to. This event is called Kiss in the Rain from 7 to 9 p.m. Now, if you're ready to mingle, but with a buzzer, there is a Valentine's Day online speed dating event. It starts at 9 p.m., and for more information on how to sign up, you can visit thefunsingles.com.
And News 25 will return in just a moment.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
Well, with the American Heart Month underway, many families are sharing their stories of hope, including one family from Ohio. Their son was given a second chance at life after receiving a heart transplant at Cleveland Clinic Children's when he was just 7 months old. Brittany Harris has his inspiring story.
From the looks of it, you'd never know Rachel Collins' son Mikey has been through so much. But this little boy, who will be 2 in April, has already undergone multiple surgeries and received a heart transplant.
Early in my pregnancy, they had found some indication that he was having some issues. We didn't know specifically what between a chromosome and a heart condition, but it was determined that he had hypoplastic right heart syndrome, which is where the right side of the heart is underdeveloped.
After Mikey was born, more complications ensued. And by the time he was 4 months old, doctors at Cleveland Clinic Children's decided he needed a new heart.
Just the makeup of the heart itself, the anatomy, going through surgery. Sometimes the heart muscle is too weak to sustain itself. And this was the case with Mikey.
Dr. Gerard Boyle, who's a pediatric cardiologist, says Mikey was on the waiting list for 3 months before they found a match.
It's an eternity to a mother, but it's actually a pretty short time nowadays for our patients.
Rachel says from there, doctors wasted no time getting Mikey in for surgery. Everything went well. Now he's finally back home and working on different milestones he missed while in the hospital.
He now knows how to sit up. He can't walk yet, but extremely blessed to see the strides that he's making.
Rachel says she's thankful to the team of doctors who helped give Mikey a second chance at life and looks forward to making new memories with him.
We want to do so many things with him this summer, go to the zoo, because we never do know what it's going to end up being.
For Cleveland Clinic, I'm Brittany Harris.
And with Mikey's birthday coming up in April, Rachel is also planning a big celebration since he was in the hospital last year. She says they'll even have a smash cake. And speaking of Mikey, here's Mikey with your sports.
Time now for your KPVM News 25 sports. The Vegas Golden Knights came out of the All-Star break well rested. They beat the Nashville Predators in Nashville on Tuesday, 5-1. And last night in Minnesota, they beat the Wild by the same score. The Golden Knights return home on Sunday, February 12th, taking on the Anaheim Ducks. Puck drop at noon. Super Bowl Sunday this weekend. Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Kickoff at 3:30 p.m. in Glendale, Arizona. Pahrump Valley High School sent 10 wrestlers to the state championships in Winnemucca. The tournament wraps up tomorrow. We'll keep you posted on that one. And Formula One extended their deal with Las Vegas through 2032. The inaugural race is set for November of this year. And that's your look at sports on KPVM News 25.
And if you're hiring a pro to do your work in-home, you may be wondering how to tell the good pros apart from the bad pros. Angie Hicks, Chief Customer Officer and home expert at Angie, is here to walk us through some pro red flags.
The right pro can make your dream home come to life, but the wrong pro can be a complete nightmare. In today's Ask Angie segment, Angie Hicks shares some warning signs that your pro isn't a good fit.
Watch out for pros who aren't qualified to do your job. Many trades require licensing and insurance, and a top pro will keep their documents in order. Before you sign the contract, be sure to ask for proof of insurance and proof of licensure.
Your contractor should always provide a written contract that explains what costs, expectations, and rules apply to both you and the pro. If your pro does not provide a contract, or if the contract isn't thorough, it may be a sign that you should look for a different pro who will take the job more seriously.
Many pros ask for a payment up front, but be careful that it's not too large of a payment. Typical upfront payments run between 25% and 30%. If they ask for more, it could be a red flag.
Having an open communication line between you and your pro is essential when completing a large home project. If your pro is inconsistent, flaky, or unpredictable, drop them and immediately start looking for a dependable pro who you can trust.
When it comes to price, everybody's looking for a good deal, but if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If you see a suspiciously low price, be sure that you're doing extra homework, checking references, seeing examples of work to make sure your contractor is qualified for the job.
Do you have questions about your home projects? Tweet them using hashtag AskingAngie. That's hashtag AskingAngie, and you may get some tips in an upcoming segment.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Can't wait to find out what it's going to be like over there on Super Bowl Sunday. We're looking at the top of the mountain on Highway 160 and Pinion Drive on that camera over the top of the pass. John's going to be here in a second. Tell us what's in store.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese. News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios and worldwide on the local BTV app, the app you should have on your phone now. All right, let's look at Fernley, 53 degrees. Fallon saw 57. Carson City, our cool spot at 49. 2 days in a row, look at you go. 51 in Tonopah, 50 in Goldfield. Why are you getting colder, Goldfield? I don't know. Beatty saw 60. 64 out there in Amargosa is our hot spot. Vegas, a sprightly 59, 72 degrees out in Death Valley, and here in the paradise of Pahrump, we're looking at 46 degrees as the sun is going down on this beautiful day. We had a high today of 65 degrees. Congratulations to us. Sun rose this morning at 6:36, and as I said, it's going down right now. It's a beautiful evening. Oh man, what a gorgeous sunset as we head to our low tonight of 44 degrees under cloudy skies. Humidity at 21%. Are we going to see some more clouds tomorrow? Yeah, next couple days actually. But check this out. Saturday, 16-mile-per-hour winds. That's a little bit choppy, but Super Bowl Sunday, things return to normal. Temperatures up to 66 degrees. 8-mile-per-hour winds. There's hope for the barbecue yet. As we head on into the rest of the week, winds will continue and get some rain involved in the whole situation on Tuesday. High of just 48, and the wind's blowing sideways to the tune of 22 miles an hour. Rain lets up on Wednesday, but the wind not so much. Thursday, things return to fighting trim, and then we are heading on to another weekend. So, yeah, exciting stuff to plan for. Hope you all have a great Super Bowl. Back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Thanks, John. Everybody have a great weekend, a Super Bowl weekend, and be careful out there, of course. And we'll see you back here on Monday. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Good night.